Welcome to the Smartacus Quiz 2022, the Hindustan Times National Interschool Quiz. Today we are at the East Zone Finals, and let's see who the two teams are to take part in this round. We have the New Era High School Patna versus PSBB Senior Secondary School Nungambakam from Chennai. Let's meet the teams from PSBB and New Era. Starting off with the PSBB Senior Secondary School. Please introduce yourself now.
My name is Advait. I'm from class 10. I'm from PSCB in Nungambakam. My hobbies include quizzing, programming, watching F1, football, cricket.
I'm Harshit Ram from class 11 from PSCB Nungambakam. My interests and hobbies are mainly into sports, which include football, cricket, basketball. Apart from that, as you all know, I'm also into
my hobbies are playing football and music.
Moving over to the New Era High School from Patna.
I am Vanshika, currently reading in class 8 from New Era High School, and my hobbies include painting and singing.
My name is Ayush Nayan and I study in class 10 in New Era High School. My hobbies include reading, writing.
I am Chris. My hobby is playing football and listening to heavy metal.
We did a coin toss earlier, and it was won by PSBB Senior Secondary School Chennai, who have elected to play first. So teams, are you all set? And let's go to gameplay. Advait, which topic would you like?
I'll go with Egyptian mythology, religion.
Okay, and here is your first question coming up. The most important deity in ancient Egypt, Ra, later called Amun-Ra, was the god of what celestial body? Your time starts now.
Ra was the deity of the sun.
Ra is the
Awesome.
deity of the sun, says Advait in a full sentence. And he is absolutely right. He is the sun god. He is the Surya of Egyptian mythology. Great. That's 2 points for you, Advait. And here is your second question coming up. In an ancient Egyptian myth, who kills his brother Osiris by sealing him in a specially made chest and throwing him into the river Nile? In mathematics, the same word is used to denote any collection of elements sharing a common mathematical property, whereas in Hindi, the alternatively spelled name means a rich person or a merchant or banker. Think about it, and here's your 30 seconds.
It's Set or Setek.
It is Set or Sete. Let's take a look at that answer. Yes, it is Set. In mathematics, you of course have the Set, and you of course have Set in Hindi. Perfect score for you on your topic. That's 4 points. Vanshika, which topic would you like?
Animals with misleading names from flora and fauna.
Flora and fauna, and here is your first question coming up. The first part of its common name denotes a coastal country in West Africa, though the creature happens to be of South American origin. The second part denotes a domesticated hoofed mammal, which it is not. Which creature misleadingly named with the scientific name Cavia porcellus is this?
Rabbit.
Okay, you say rabbit. That's not the right answer. Moving on to your team. Either Ayush or Krishraj, would you like to try?
The answer is guinea pig.
Guinea pig. Let's take a look at that answer. And you're absolutely right, Krish. And that's 1 point to you. Vanshika, back to the topic. And here is your second question on animals with misleading names. Mozilla's Firefox browser is named for a small Asian mammal that is commonly and confusingly also known as what? The hint is it's a two-word answer. Okay, I'm going to have to pass you. Would any of her team members like to help her here? Ayush or Krish?
It's Red Panda.
Yes, Ayush, go ahead.
Red Panda.
Red Panda, says Ayush. Let's take a look at that answer. Yes, you're right. It is the red panda. That's 1 point for you. A good save there once again, Ayush. 1 point to your team. And the question moves back to PSBB Senior Secondary School. This time it is Harshit from PSBB Senior Secondary School. Harshit, which topic would you like?
Sir, Indian languages from literature and languages.
Okay, let's go to Indian languages from the topic literature and language. Here is your first question, Harshit. The Tripitaka, or the blank canon, is a compilation of texts associated with Buddhism, the name of which ancient Indian language derived from Sanskrit and the language of Buddhist scriptures fills in this blank. Your time starts now. It's a very short blank.
Is it Urdu?
It is not Urdu. Urdu wouldn't have been derived from Sanskrit. Passing to your team, would Advait or Mithilesh like to make a guess on this?
So it would be Pali, P-A-L-I, Pali.
Okay, Advait wants to try Pali, P-A-L-I. It's short enough, but is it the right answer? Let's take a look. And you're absolutely right. It is Pali. That was a very, very good guess there that you made. That's 1 point saved for your team. Let's move back to the second question for Harshit. Harshit, here's your second question. Influenced by the Kadamba script and by the rule of the Eastern Chalukyas in the 7th to the 11th centuries, which two of the major South Indian languages have a similar script that remains mutually intelligible in spite of some differences? If it helps, the names of the two languages do not begin with the same letter. But please note that we need both languages correct for points. There are no part points in this. Your time starts now. So there are 4 South Indian languages, major South Indian languages. Pick 2, you can always make a guess. Your time is up.
Telugu and Malayalam, sir.
You're going to say Telugu and Malayalam. I'm not going to say whether you're right or partly right or not at all right. I'm going to pass it to your team to try. No negatives, so feel free to guess.
So Telugu and Kannada.
You're going to say Telugu and Kannada, and it is Advait once again. And once again, Advait gets the right combination of South Indian languages. And again, well saved there. 1 point to PSBB for this. Back to the grid, and this time to the new era, Higher Secondary School, Gyanchuk, Patna. Ayush, which topic would you like?
Online communities business.
Okay, you're going to online communities from business. And here is your first question, Ayush. Kylie Jenner had the most liked photo on Instagram until a photo of an egg was posted in 2019 solely to beat her record. Which recent photo posted with the words Campeones del Mundo with 5 exclamation marks, or possibly 6, broke that record?
The photo of Lionel Messi.
The photo of Lionel Messi, you're absolutely right. It is, of course, the famous photograph of Lionel Messi with the World Cup. 2 points to you, Ayush. And back to the questions for your question 2 on online communities. Deployed as Douyin in China, this hosting service, owned by the Chinese company ByteDance, hosts user-submitted short-form content ranging in duration for 15 seconds to 10 minutes. Such is its universal popularity that it was the first non-gaming, non-Facebook app to reach 3 billion downloads. All the others, Facebook, WhatsApp, Insta, and Messenger, belong to Meta. Which app or community is this? Ayush, 30 seconds.
TikTok.
TikTok, and Ayush, Didn't even take his 15 seconds for TikTok from that. He got it in 5 seconds. Yes, you're absolutely right. Well done. Mithilesh, which topic would you like?
Sir, I would like to go for Indian scientists, science.
All right, here is your first question, Mithilesh, for Indian scientists. Which mathematician and theoretical physicist is best known for his work on quantum mechanics and for his collaboration with Albert Einstein in developing a theory regarding the gas-like qualities of electromagnetic radiation? Your time starts now.
The answer J.C. Bose.
The answer is J.C. Bose. Passing it on to your team.
Is it Satyendranath Bose, SN Bose?
Okay, is it S.N. Bose? And let's take a look at that answer. Yes, it is S.N. Bose who, with Albert Einstein, came up with the Bose-Einstein statistics and the Bose-Einstein condensate. So that's well saved. That's 1 point for you. Going back to the grid. Mithilesh, here is your second question. Which Indian plant scientist, physiologist, and physicist invented the highly sensitive instruments for the detection of minute responses by living organisms to external stimuli, and also invented an early form of radio? Your time starts now.
I'd like to pass.
You want to pass? Okay, passing to your team. Harshit and Advait.
Sir, J.C. Bose, Jagdish Chandra Bose.
Okay, you had S.N. Bose, so now Advait decides to chance his luck and say maybe the quizmasters put the other Bose there, and now he says Acharya Jagdish Chandra Bose. And yes, you took your risk right, and it is absolutely correct. This is Acharya Jagdish Chandra Bose, who's one of the fathers of radio science, even before Marconi. So well done. Both the Boses have got you 1 point each to PSBB. And back to the grid, Krish Raj, final topic as solos. So which one would you like?
I would like to play Last Emperor.
You would like to play Last Emperors. So let's open up history and Last Emperors for Krish Raj. Atahualpa, who died in 1533, was the 13th and last emperor of which South American people? Francisco Pizarro was the conquistador responsible for their downfall.
I think it will be Brazil.
No, that's not the answer. Passing to Ayush and Vanshika to make a guess.
Red Indian.
Red Indians. Ayush tries Red Indians, but Red Indians it is not. Passing for an important steal to PSBB.
Aztecs.
The Aztecs, says Advait, and this time I think your luck ran out a little bit. If it's not Aztecs, who are the people from Peru?
Inca.
The Incas. Yes, these are the Incas. Can we have the answer up there, please? These are the Incas from Peru. Atahualpa was their last ruler. No points to anyone there. No problem. Let's go on to question 2 on Last Emperors for Krish Raj. Here it is. Pu Yi was the last emperor of which country? The award-winning 1987 film, The Last Emperor, was largely adapted from his autobiography. Look at the name Pu Yi and tell me he was the last emperor of which country, Krish Raj?
I think he will be of China.
Krish Raj tries for China, going entirely by the name Pu Yi. And yes, you're absolutely right. Pu Yi was the last emperor of China. Okay, that was the end of the solos. We now come to the team play. So I'm going to ask PSBB which topic they would like to play. Is it naming countries, or would they like to go for Japanese food?
Sir, we would like to go for naming countries.
Naming countries. And here is your first question, PSBB. Jacques Cartier, a 16th century French maritime explorer, was the first European to describe and map the Gulf of St. Lawrence and the shores of St. Lawrence River. Which Huron-Iroquois term for village did he use for this land, describing the large settlements that he visited? This country is one of the largest countries in the world by total area. Your time starts now.
I think we'll go with Canada.
Mithilesh. Sir, our final answer is Canada.
Your final answer is Canada, and they came up with it in exactly 17 seconds. Let's take a look at that answer. Yes, you're absolutely right. It is Canada. Canada is the local Indian word for a big village, and that's how Canada gets its name. Well done. 2 points to you. Here is your second question on naming countries. Christopher Columbus named this Caribbean island country. Its capital is called Roseau, after the day of the week he sighted it in November 1493. Which island, whose flag features a purple Cicero parrot and which is part of the Windward Islands cricket team in West Indies cricket, is this? Name the island. Remember, it's named after the day of the week.
I think it should be Monday.
What do you say?
I think the day should be Monday. No, what is your guess?
Maybe Dominica.
Yeah, okay.
Dominican is Canada.
Sir, our final answer is Dominica.
Your final answer is Dominica. I actually heard the word Dominican Republic in the discussion earlier, and I'm glad you didn't go for that, because the word for Sunday in Latin and Spanish is Dominica. Well done, and that is the right answer for you. Well chosen from your various list of suspects. And back to the grid. And this time it is our final specialist topic for the New Era School from Patna. It's Japanese food for you guys, whether you like it or not. And here it is. Which Japanese dish consists of seafood or vegetables dipped in batter and deep fried? Hint, it's an anagram of the word pure mat. So jumble up those letters and you get the answer. It looks like a kind of a Japanese pakoda or a bhaji. So what is it called? Okay, Ayush, the captain, any guesses?
Our final answer is tempura.
Your final answer is?
Tempura.
How do you spell that?
Tempura.
Tempura. Okay, no, I'm afraid I can't give that to you. You didn't use all the letters. Over to PSBB for an important steal.
Our final answer is tempura. Tempura.
Your final answer is tempura, and you said Tempura, and that happens to be the correct combination of letters. It is tempura. Don't worry, New Era. Here is your second question on Japanese food coming up. Sashimi, which you see on the top image, is a Japanese dish consisting of thinly sliced pieces of raw seafood served with wasabi paste, not served with rice, nor accompanied by toppings. By what famous name do we know the Japanese dish of prepared vinegared rice, which you see at the bottom, usually with some sugar and salt, accompanied by a variety of ingredients such as seafood, often raw, and vegetables, which you see there?
Sushi hoga. Our final answer is sushi.
Your final answer is sushi. I've already given you sashimi, so the other famous Japanese dish is sushi, says Krishraj. And yes, it is sushi. You're absolutely right. And that is 2 points for you. At the end of the specialized round, and with only the mystery boxes left to open, here are the scores. New Era High Secondary School, Patna on 10, but slightly leading them on 13 is the PSBB Senior Secondary School from Chennai. Now it's time to open the mystery boxes and look at what's inside. Here we go with our first team, which is PSBB.
Sir, we'll be going for the first one, sir. Mystery box.
Okay, PSBB wants to open mystery box number 1, which is on general knowledge. Let's take a look at those questions. Here is the first one. A sculptor called Phidias sculpted which of the 7 wonders of the ancient world? This massive statue of the king of the gods was made of gold and ivory and destroyed during the 5th century AD.
Pantheon.
Sir, final answer is Pantheon.
Your final answer is Parthian?
No, sir, Pantheon.
Pantheon. Am
Yes.
I right? Okay, PSBB's final answer is Pantheon, but I'm afraid that's not the right answer. Important steel going to new era. Would you like to guess?
Sir, the answer will be Helos.
New era says Helos, but I'm afraid Helos was not the king of the gods. Does anyone know the name of the king of the gods in Greek mythology? If you read
Zeus.
Percy Jackson, you would know.
Zeus.
Zeus is what I was looking for. Okay, and that is, this was the statue of Zeus at Olympia. Okay, so that was the statue made of gold and ivory. Okay, here is your next question coming up, PSBB. What agricultural or irrigational feature did astronomer Giovanni Schiaparelli discover on Mars in 1877? As we know now, these are non-existent.
So I have a doubt, sir.
Yes,
Are these non-existent on Earth or on Mars?
these are definitely non-existent, but he appeared to have seen them. Think of a clue there, agricultural / irrigational feature. And your time is up. Make a quick guess, Harshit, on behalf of your team.
This is frozen lakes, but
Quickly, what's your final answer?
Okay, sir, final answer is a frozen lake.
Your final answer is a frozen lake. I'm afraid not. It's not a frozen lake. Again, important steel going to new era.
Sir, the answer will be canals.
The answer will be canal. Yes, it is an agricultural irrigational feature, but is it the right answer? Let's take a look. Yes, it is the canals of Mars, which was discovered apparently by Schiaparelli. Although the Italian word can be translated to mean channels, it got translated into English as canals, and he thought he saw a system of straight lines on the surface of Mars, and that's why he called it as canals of Mars. Over to the final question for PSBB on their directs. Mauna Loa, the largest volcano in the world, erupted in November 2022 after being dormant for almost 40 years. In which United States state is Mauna Loa located?
Hawaii.
Yes, sir. Final answer is Hawaii.
The final answer is Hawaii, and they hardly needed any time there. So let's take a look at that answer. And you're absolutely right. It is the island of Hawaii itself. That's an important 2 points for you. And moving on to the final 3 questions of this quiz directed towards new era. All the best to you. Here is your first question coming up. Alexander of Antioch is thought to have created which ancient Greek sculpture rediscovered on a particular Greek island in 1820? The statue depicts the Roman equivalent of Aphrodite and is named for the island on which it was found. So I'm looking for 3 words, okay? One word refers to the goddess and the other word refers to the island. Okay, what's your final answer?
Sir, the goddess name is Venus and the island name we don't know.
Island is?
We don't know.
You don't know the island. Okay. Passing on to an important steel for PSBB. 30 seconds starting now. Harshit, Advait, and Mithilesh, any guesses? And your time is up. This question is going to come back to me. Yes, New Era Venus is correct, but it is found on the island of Milos, and that's why it's known as the famous Venus de Milo, which means Venus of the island of Milos. Okay, So Venus de Milo is what I am looking for. But it says here, I can accept Venus. Okay. So that's important for New Era Higher Secondary School, because I'm going to award the 2 points to New Era. So you can take a deep breath. You've got your 2 points for you. Well done. Question 2. The Arab mathematician Al-Khwarizmi, who wrote a book on zero and Indian numerals, has contributed which term meaning a set of rules in mathematics? It gets its name from a corruption of his own name, Al-Khwarizmi himself. So try and work from the name Al-Khwarizmi and try and come up with a name meaning a set of rules in mathematics.
Sir, our final answer is algorithm.
Your final answer is algorithm, says Krish, and Krish didn't even have to discuss with anyone. And yes, you're absolutely right, Krish. Al-Khwarizmi became algorithm, okay, which is of course a set of instructions for solving a problem or accomplishing a task. And the final question of this quiz coming up. In 1846, the English astronomer William Lassell discovered Triton, the largest moon of which planet in our solar system? Quite fittingly, Triton is named after the son of Poseidon, who is the Greek lord of the sea, whose Roman equivalent gives this planet its name. Just work it out. 30 seconds.
I think it will be Ganymede.
I'm looking for the name of a planet. Remember?
Sir, our final answer will be Ganymede.
Your final answer is Ganymede. I'm afraid Ganymede happens to be a satellite of Jupiter. I'm looking for the name of a planet. Important steal there coming to PSBB.
Our final answer is Neptune.
Your final answer is Neptune, which is the other name for Poseidon. Neptune also happens to be the name of a planet. And is PSBB right on this? Absolutely right. That's an important steal for you, PSBB. It is Neptune. The Roman equivalent of Poseidon is Neptune, the lord of the sea. And that brings us to the end of this quiz. Or has it been the end of this quiz, or are both teams tied? It was a ding-dong battle all along the way to the last question. And here are the final scores. At the end of this wonderful game, we have New Era from Patna on 15 points. PSBB Senior Secondary School have on that last question with Neptune got themselves 1 point more, and they are on 16, and they win this quiz just by a hair's breadth. Well played, both teams, and PSBB wins this game and goes on to represent the East Zone in the interzonal quizzes coming up. We are very close to the end of Smartacus, the Hindustan National Interschool Quiz 2022. Stay with us for the last few games and see who is going to win the coveted title of National Champion. Good day and God bless all of you.